Hello folks, I'm back at Harley and look what I've got. The Livewire. Let's go electric.
I've been a real bad boy on the town all night. Starting to calm down with the morning light. I'm down in the dirt.
So there she is, folks, the Harley Davidson Livewire. I have been wanting to get on one of these for ages. Just call me Charlie. Okay, so I'm no stranger to electric, so let's see how this one does. So let's armour up. It's keyless, so I've got the key in my pocket. Display's on, press start, and we are ready to go. What mode am I in? Lights, turn the lights off. Right, let's go. So straight away, foot pegs feel quite high actually, quite high. Not uncomfortable, but a very sporty position. Not something I was expecting. Indicators, being a Harley, right is on the right, left is on the left. It is a horrible, wet, greasy day. Whee, that'll be the horn then. Now, me being me, I have forgotten my ultimate add-ons phone holder. So, seeing as I'm in Guildford, I'm going to head to Moto Legends and just see if I can pick up a phone holder so I can use Kalimoto and figure out where I'm going, because we all know what my navigation is like. And since I'm on electric, range anxiety is very real. But, oh my god, wow. Allegedly, Harley are claiming, and the sales folk are backing this up, they're saying they've tried it, you will get around about 110 to 120 miles of normal riding. So not chugging along at 20 mile an hour, but they say normal, spirited riding. So guess what, folks? We're going to test that out. That feels lovely. That genuinely feels a really nice ride. Cool. You have to watch your speed because you're going a lot quicker than you think. The ride itself, that suspension feels great. Show us suspension, front and rear. They really have not scrimped on the spec of this thing. Right, Moto Legends. There we go, Moto Legends. So, I'll not be long, folks. I am just going to pop in here. If it's open. I think it is. Stand by. Wow, how good is this? Massive thanks to Sean at Moto Legends here in Surrey. Yeah, he's taken an X-grip off of somebody's bike in the shop and given it to me. I'll bring it back tomorrow. So a massive thank you to you, Sean. Got a little route planned in the Kalimoto. So let's go. Now, consequence of that is I've had to take the cockpit cam off of the ram mount here and sort of bosh something together there. But as you can see, that is wobbling about pretty substantially. So I hope you don't feel too sick. Right, first impressions of the 2020 Harley Davidson Livewire electric motorcycle. I will never tire of the torque on electric. It is the instant grin factor of electric bikes. You can't comprehend this until you ride one. It is awesome. Now, do these yeah, they do. Nice one, Harley. I like that. The indicators are self-cancelling. Lovely job. Takes a bit getting used to, I find. You know, left on the left, right on the right with the indicators. I'm used to them being generally over on the left-hand thumb. But as with anything, that's just something you'll get used to. Ooh, am I in sport mode? Ooh, oh, excellent. I was thinking, God, this is pulling. So, we may as well do, what's it like in traffic? Well, this is me toddling along 20 miles an hour. In traffic up ahead, like you can see, 15 miles an hour. The power delivery is lovely on the throttle. As you'd expect, it's not lumpy. There's no sudden jolts of power, even though this is in sport mode. It is really smooth, very linear. Like it. I have no idea where I am. I'm just following Kalimoto. It's set, as usual, to the second most twisty option. So let's see where it takes us. That's so weird, not going for the clutch. Despite the fact I'm fairly seasoned now at riding electric bikes, still seems weird not having a clutch. So the ride itself, this feels nice, quite firm. It is quite a firm ride. As I said before, this has Showa suspension, front and rear. Now this is in sport mode, so it actually has quite a noticeable regen on it. So when I roll off the throttle, you sort of can feel the engine braking as such quite a lot. So I'm now in road setting. Next one down from sport. Roll off the throttle. Oh yeah, it's much smoother. Much smoother. Much more like some of the Harleys actually. The sort of big toury Harleys, that when you roll off the throttle it just glides. So that's a much smoother setting. That's really nice actually. That is normally I like quite aggressive sort of fueling, or quite an aggressive engine. You know, so you have a punch of power, and I like the engine braking when you roll off, so down it comes. But that's actually really nice on this bike. You just sort of feel like you're gliding along. It adds to the whole atmosphere. Brakes feel good, as you'd expect. Brembo brakes feel lovely. Right, let's get out onto some country roads and really give this thing a bit of a spanking. See you in a bit. So we're back out on some empty country roads. Oh, down to a 50. It's come down to 50. This feels nice. Feels a nice balanced bike actually. It's the beauty, see with these, down to a 40, would you bloody believe it? The beauty with these electric bikes is because the batteries are so heavy. They're such a huge prominent feature of the bikes. In particular, the Harley Livewire. It's very modular. It's literally like you take the front forks and the rear subframe off of this bike, and you're left with the battery, and you can literally just bolt stuff on. So I could really see that Harley customization genre coming to the fore with this. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see in the future, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they possibly adapt into electric, where they're going to have to. So that is shut, so let's carry on then. That would be awesome on the Kalimoto if you could just push a button for, you know, like a detour, like most other sat-navs have. This will, I mean, it reroutes, it's not a problem. But if I had a waypoint, say down there, you'd have to skip that waypoint and wait for it to reroute. I suppose it does it. I suppose it does do it. I don't know what I'm moaning about. Cancel that. Anyway, yeah, the beauty of these bikes. Let's get out the 30. I hate talking to you when I'm in a 30. It's just, it's boring, isn't it? See you in a bit. So we're back in the Nationals. It's proper grotty roads, this. But again, the ride, even in sport mode, doesn't feel too jerky. It's not bad at all. I think now that I'm on this really slidey, horrible, slimy stuff, I might whack it into a different mode. Let's just see. Although I do like, there we go, let's put it in. Oh, I'm in super eco mode. So what's super eco mode? Let's try that for a bit. That feels very smooth. Very smooth. Wow. So you don't get the sudden burst of power that you do in sport mode or normal sort of road mode. But it's still no slouch. Lovely. The regen is very progressive. It is there, but it's very progressive. You literally don't need your brakes. If you read the road right, you do not need your brakes. It's actually really nice. So roll off there. Wow. Now I don't know if eco mode also softens out the suspension, but it doesn't feel as jarry. You know, I kind of felt like I was on a typical Harley, like iron bar type ride in sport. I don't know if I was just maybe on a bumpier road, but this feels lovely. That is really nice. Okay, so let's whack it into rain. No, that's sport mode. Oh yeah, straight away you notice that. Okay, so now in rain mode. Yeah, the power delivery is very smooth and progressive in rain. It actually feels even more, it feels even sort of more, when you roll off the throttle, you feel there's more of a delay before anything happens, you know, before you feel the engine start to slow down. Yeah, it definitely, in rain mode, it definitely glides off the throttle more than in Super Eco. But it is a very, very relaxed ride. It'll go, but it's just not as sudden. As you'd expect, really, I suppose. So that's all the different modes covered. The Super Eco, the rain, road and sport. And I've got to say, Super Eco and sport are my two favourite, to be honest. Wasn't expecting that. Yeah, there, see, for that corner I would like to have more regen, so I'd need to be in a different mode for that. Whoa, and this one's a tighter left coming up, so just like more regen. So now we're in the twistier stuff. Let me whack it back into sport. There we go, back into sport mode. Oh yeah, oh yeah. That pull is just addictive. Not going stupid speeds, but it is so nice. Yeah, that's lovely. You can really balance it on the throttle in sport mode. This thing, the Livewire, it comes with all the bells and whistles. I'm probably going to crash now, I'm going to say this, but it comes with full traction control, full ABS. It's got anti-wheelie. You can wheelie this, believe it or not. You can power wheelie it, but the anti-wheelie sort of will kick in and just bring it back down again. Allegedly, I am no wheelie king, so I've got no idea. What a lovely route this is taking us on. Another good job, Kalimoto. Do like this app. I'm really growing fond of this app. When we were in Wales, it was stunning, the routes it was taking us along. And even the routes to and from Wales. I know where we are. Awesome. The good old A29. Is this going to take me right? It is. This is a good little road. Good work, Kalimoto. Good work. Those brakes are lovely. What else do you need to know about this bike? Well, I think it starts at around about the 28 grand or 27.5 grand mark. This one here that I'm on, for this colour scheme, this one is just short of £30,000. However, do not forget, here in the UK at least, there is the government £1,500 volunteer scheme where the government will give you the first £1,500 in order to purchase an electric bike. So have a little look into that, folks. Straight away, that's a nice little saving. And as was pointed out to me, if you have your own business, then you should definitely look into electric, because you may almost get the thing for free. Speak to your accountant. I don't understand it, but apparently there are ways and means. So the engine. So the battery itself, I can't remember the size. I looked at all this before I came away from the dealership at Guildford Harley. I'll put it up on the screen. The battery is... oh, is it? Now I do know it's around about the 110, 115 brake horsepower and around about the 115, 116 Newton meters of torque equivalent, which doesn't sound much for an electric bike. When you bear in mind the likes of the Energicas, they're kicking out around about 200 or more Newton meters of torque. But you wouldn't know it. This thing will give anything on the road a run for its money off the mark, I'll tell you that. There we go, let's see what this is like. Oh my god. Oh wow. Yeah, it's got some pull. Yeah, it's got pull. It's limited, I know, oh god. It's limited to 116 miles an hour top speed. I'm not sure why a lot of the manufacturers do that. They limit these electric bikes, I suppose because they'll just keep going and going and going. But it may actually also, maybe it's to do with battery degradation or maybe even, I don't know, overheating of the battery maybe, I don't know. I don't know why that is. If you know, let me know in the comments why they restrict the top speed. Be interesting to know what one of these would go if it was just totally unrestricted. We've chatted about range. Well, at the moment this is showing me at 83% with 96 miles projected range left. Straight away that's more than the likes of the Energicas will give you at 100%. They claim all sorts, but practically they just don't do it. I've chatted to quite a few people about this bike, the Livewire, and its claimed range is pretty spot on. And that's from people who like to enjoy the ride, is all I'll say. So they're definitely not sat in eco mode chugging along. See, that's nice. You just roll off the throttle. It really is just like knocking it down a gear and letting the engine braking bring you into the corner. I do like that. I genuinely do not miss the engine noise on electric, and that's something which I was positive I would, but I really don't. I love the silence. It's not even silence though, because you hear the wind noise, you hear the noise of the tyres on the road. It's crazy. You hear the mechanics of the bike. Oh, this is crappy stuff in the road here, isn't it? Concentrate on what I'm doing, Bruce. Yeah, you hear all sorts of ambient noises which will just get drowned out with a proper sort of internal combustion engine. So I'm going to get all hippie on you. Ooh. This probably looks nothing on camera, but it's like I'm riding down a farmer's track. Just wet clumps of mud. What else do I need to tell you about? The seat feels firm but nice. It's not like overly firm so that it's just uncomfortable. Foot pegs, they initially, I said when I pulled away, it felt a very sporty position. Already I feel sort of acclimatized to that. Feels okay. Yeah, not bad at all. There's no screen, but not an issue so far. Maybe once we get up onto motorway speeds, it may become apparent then. I don't know. Right, I am going to, this is all like 40-mile-an-hour road this, so I'm going to switch you off, do a little bit of research on bike handling, etc, etc, say no more, and I will be back to you forthwith if I get round this corner without sliding into the ditch. See you shortly. This is weird, just sitting stationary, you can feel like almost pulsing between your legs. It's like a There's just this short little juddery sensation. It's like the bike wants to go. Anyway, I'm not going to film any more of this ride. I'll see you back at the house and we'll run through the dash and all the different gadgets and gizmos. We'll charge up via the mains charger, and then tomorrow we'll do a bit more riding, and then we'll find somewhere to charge up the DC before I hand the bike back. So plenty more to come. I have got to tell you about this. I was just coming down a backcountry lane there, Nationals, car in front. I went for the overtake, pulled out, had a look, lovely, put the power on to overtake, and the back just went like that. I felt like I was speedwaying round the corner, but in actual fact it probably moved an inch. But the traction control just kicked in, sorted it all out, kept the power on. There was nothing abrupt about it. It was nice and smooth, and I looked awesome drifting, overtaking this van. He must have thought I was a MotoGP star. Obviously I felt like one, but wow, the electronics on this, I can vouch for it. Amazing, fantastic. Whew. Hopefully that's the end of that shenanigans. I've been enjoying myself on this bike. It is fantastic. A lot of stuff I can't show you, but oh my god, this thing is a weapon. You'll find out tomorrow. Let's go and charge up.